California's high-speed rail, the rail that goes to nowhere, faces a $7 billion shortfall. This project has been doomed from the get-go. Trump said he's personally investigating it. Is this thing ever gonna get completed? Let's jump on into it. Here we go.
California's embattled high-speed rail project needs a lot more money fast. Lawmakers just found out they have a little more than a year to secure $7 billion.
Oops.
Go to finishing the first section of the rail project, just the first, between Merced and Bakersfield. The price tag for the whole San Francisco to LA line is at least $100 billion. Lawmakers are waiting on an overdue project update that's now expected to come out this summer.
We have no plan.
So this guy.
We have a good likelihood that it's going to get worse, and we have a short time to try to solve the problem, right? That's not a good place for government to put itself into.
And the news gets worse because even the money the project has may not be safe. The Trump administration is investigating the use of $4 billion worth of federal funds.
Oops. Oh, well, I mean, quick billion here, 4 billion there. I mean, so who's counting? This is California. Who is counting? It's only money. If you haven't been following this 220 mile an hour high-speed train, that's okay, because it's not anywhere near being completed. And it's just a massive money suck at this point. They claim that they've got like 119 miles, various portions of it kind of done, but the overrun of cost on this bad boy is just, it's been phenomenal. California, right? I mean, what would you expect? It now needs a lot more money fast. This being said, after more trouble tonight, at a budget hearing in the state assembly Wednesday, California Legislative Analyst Office Representative Helen Kirstein told lawmakers the project is now reporting it's $7 billion short of what it needs by next June, 2026. And Kirstein says that's not all. There's more to come. In doing research for this project, I was Googling and using a bunch of AI to try and figure out actually how much has been completed. And I came up with, 1,600 feet has been completed, or 150 feet has been, totally completed. Or no, it's 119 miles. Well, a bunch of that includes the fact that, plans have been made. The eminent domain process for government taking over land that's not theirs for the, communal use of society, like, high-speed light rail. So I don't know how much is done, and I really couldn't work it out. I think they've got a bunch of money that's been spent, and a lot of it has been spent on engineering. It's been spent on plans and environmental concerns. This is California. This is probably the toughest place in North America to actually get this kind of thing done. And then you layer over the top of that, politics that's going to go nowhere. I mean, this is California. Nothing really gets done, right? So another $7 billion. Hey, let's just throw it in the pot and see what happens. There is no specific plan to meet that roughly $7 billion gap from Merced to Bakersfield. We also think that there's some risk that gap could grow, said Kirstein. Not a shocker. Not a shocker. $7 billion. Well, you know what? It's like the kid saying, I'm trying to get bailed out by the parents. And how much money do you need? Well, I need like $100. Really? Is that all you need? No, I need like $200. Okay. Let's put this bad boy to rest. How much money do you need to pay off whomever, whatever? $300. Can you give me 300? And you're like, no. With no plan in sight to meet that shortfall, Kirstein says the project could grind to a halt in as little as 15 months. Where are we going to get some more funding? This is one of those idealized concepts that in order to put into reality, it's going to take massive amounts of capital. It just is. federal funding and, over the next 4 years, that is not going to go well for California, specifically this project. Because they asked Trump, hey, are you going to have Elon look into the 220 mile an hour high-speed train? No, doing it personally. They're like, okay, really? Don't know. But that's not the direction you want your big multi-billion dollar project going in, right? Yep, guys, Trump said he's looking into it. This can't be good. The Office of the Inspector General for California released an updated review in February with an estimated cost of over $100 billion. Right now, this is kind of where we sit, that they're talking about. This is the section that they've kind of shortened it down to get this off the ground first. Bakersfield to Merced, 160 miles, something like that. If you were to drive this now, take 2.5 hours, somewhere along that lines. And look, it's Bakersfield to Merced. You're not on top of San Francisco and you're not on top of LA. This is like one of those kind of secondary little portions of route. But I think what they figured is, hey, we can probably get this finished sooner than later than the other areas that are going to just take more time. So if that's the area you're going to want to go, all right, hey, we're going to start in Bakersfield yeah. Last month, new Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy announced a federal investigation into HSR funding. Oof, not good, not good. On Thursday, the secretary posted on Truth Social, now California says that they need an additional $7 billion to fall out of the sky for just a 171-mile train from Merced to Bakersfield. What a joke. State's train to nowhere was supposed to cost around $33 billion. And be done by 2020. That's not happening. This thing was proposed, I believe, in 2008, somewhere right at the beginning of the Great Recession, right? Here's where we are in 2025. $15 billion spent. Almost half of what was originally estimated. $2.5 billion of that spending has been federal taxpayer money. Another $4 billion in unspent federal money is now under review. Yeah, we're going to need some receipts for that. We're going to need to see some actual receipts. Zero high-speed track laid. None. All right. But yeah, you got to give them a break, Sean. They're still in the planning and the projection and the estimation and eminent domain. And, you got to give them time. And billions and billions and billions of dollars. Total cost from San Francisco to LA has soared to over $100 billion with no expected completion date. Yeah, we're going to need a lot more money. We have no idea what the time frame is, but could you stroke us a check for 7 large? Because, good Lord, we're going to get shut down in just over a year if something doesn't happen here. As President real Donald Trump directed, U.S. Department of Transportation will continue to investigate this project to determine how exactly federal dollars have been used and whether federal support should continue. Yeah, that's not good. Let's look at some of the other stories here. Trump pledges to investigate California high-speed rail. Is it actually over budget? If you have to ask if a massive project in California is over budget, you're new here. You're like, California has issues with budgeting? I don't believe that for a second. So, President Donald Trump took dead aim at California's high-speed rail project Tuesday, promising, this was back in February. Yep, beginning of February. Last month, promising to lead an investigation into the beleaguered project under construction in Fresno in the central San Joaquin Valley. The train that's being built between Los Angeles and San Francisco is the worst managed project I think I've ever seen. And I've seen some of the worst. Trump, New York City? Absolutely. Trump told reporters Tuesday. He asserted that the project is billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars over budget. All right. It might be a scooch of an exaggeration, but the bottom line is you can't prove it otherwise. We don't know because hardly anything has been built here, and they just need billions and billions of dollars more just to keep it going. We're going to start a big investigation of that because I've never seen anything like that, Trump added. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. The worst overruns that there have ever been in the history of our country. I don't know if that's true. It's probably not. but it doesn't look good. The optics on this one do not look good. I've been following this for a while. And, some of the headlines you see, you're like, there's no way it's that bad, right? There's no way it's that bad. It simply can't be that bad. And then you start reading and you're going, holy crap. Who thought this was a genius idea to structure it this way? And I'm no engineer. You know what I mean? But big scale projects that go nowhere, this is right at the tippy top of the list. We're going to start an investigation. Even before Tuesday, there was an air of uncertainty over the bullet train project. In 2019, Trump canceled the previously awarded federal grant of almost $1 billion. They're going to need more than just $1 billion here, and threatened to claw back several $1 billion in other federal funds. A lot of that going on right now, and that is why so many people are upset or are being told they need to be upset, because a lot of funding for all of these left-wing nonsensical projects, it's being cut, it's being pulled back. NPR, the CEO of NPR testifying. What a terrible, terrible use of tax funds. Just so ideologically centered left, right? I mean, it's just, if you ask the left, hey, would you want Fox supported by your tax dollars, propped up with your tax dollars? They'd go, hell no. But that's what it is to me. National propaganda radio, absolutely propped up with your and my tax dollars. Feel good about that one, right? Trump and one of his key advisors, technology billionaire Elon Musk, have both been highly critical of the California High-Speed Rail Authority and its planned bullet train project, connect LA, San Francisco by way of Fresno and the San Joaquin Valley. But on Tuesday, the president said that Musk, who he named to lead the Advisory Department of Governmental Efficiency, DOGE, won't be involved in the investigation. No, I'm doing that myself. Oh, I hope so. We'll see where it goes, right? We'll see where it goes. Here's another one. Newsom needs to stop defending high-speed rail, says California Assembly member Alexandra Macedo. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Probably not. That's what we're going with. The state is facing a budget deficit. It's time for Governor Newsom to prioritize wildfire victims and residents of rural communities over the mismanaged high-speed rail. Now, you might say, it's not mismanaged. No, it's wildly mismanaged. And mismanaged from the standpoint of, okay, what's your estimated to the moon is your cost estimate, right? A lot of that's just California. It's just the whole ecosystem of, well, we want to, be consumer friendly, and yet taxation just rising up, cost overruns, Can you imagine all these big contractors just licking their chops at these contracts going, oh, it's California? And this is it's going to take 30 years? Here's my bid. Let's go high. Southern California residents continue to suffer from the aftermath of the wildfire, including life-threatening flooding, while people in the Central Valley don't have drinkable water. But hey, let's build a 220-mile-an-hour train to nowhere. Let's do that. That's literally what they're doing. Now, I mean, it would be cool if it existed, if the train existed, but in a state like California, with a governor that you've got in charge who isn't exactly known for following through on anything with any kind of accountability, and, mayor of LA, same boat. I mean, it just goes right on down, each of the mayors. You've got just a whole bunch of folks that are running things that this is a prime example. This is like their big pet project that's literally going nowhere. It's literally going nowhere. Assemblymember Macedo has previously introduced legislation designed to reprioritize the $1 billion of cap and trade funding that goes to the High-Speed Rail Authority to pay for the wildfire prevention and water infrastructure. It's Assembly Bill 267 was last referred to committee in the state legislature. In response, officials with the California High-Speed Rail Authority say it's currently engaged in a top-to-bottom review of the project, examining every aspect to identify cost and schedule efficiencies. Now, they need to bring Elon in. Bring Elon in and his, merry band of 22-year-olds just plunking away going, found another $1 billion. adding that it remains on track to deliver the Merced to Bakersfield segment as currently scheduled. Nothing has gone according to schedule. Nothing has gone according to budget. Nothing is projected to go to be on schedule or on budget. You're just dumping more and more and more money into this project. They'll get it done. Will I be alive? Who knows? And this bad boy is taking forever, right? High-Speed Rail Authority says it currently has 171 miles under active construction and design. Okay, so there right there is kind of your indicator. It's design. Well, so you look off into the sunset and you go, oh, there's 25 miles right there. Those are under design. We've got design. It's like, okay, yeah, but actually building this bad boy, that's when the rubber hits the road. And they've got, I want to say like 33 segments kind of done along the way. None of it finished, none of it even close to, what they're talking about. City of Bellevue and City of Seattle, Redmond, and a handful of other cities, SeaTac, we just opened up our trolley train system, light rail, but it's not fast. It's actually pretty darn slow. But because we haven't had any other kind of, metro system other than just terrible buses, nobody wants to ride because everybody's smoking the fentanyl. That's over in Seattle. Nobody rides buses in Bellevue, period. It's not a thing. Everybody drives a car because it's, suburbs. But in Seattle, you've got this train. It took forever and they've got massive overruns and they haven't connected it from Seattle to Bellevue. Just haven't been able to do it because you got this section on I-90, one of the bridges that connects us over Lake Washington. The contractor screwed it up and lawsuits just tied up forever. These projects invariably end up in litigation after litigation after litigation. And, that is before oftentimes they're completed. This one hasn't even really been started from the standpoint of, well, how many years has it been? 17? It's been 17 years and that's as far as you've gotten. What's the deal? The deal is it's California and massive layers of bureaucracy. And just, there's no accountability. But, the governor just keeps doubling down and saying, oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's going to come. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. Certainly not going to come in time for the LA Olympics, is it? No. Maybe our grandchildren's Olympics in 3,000 and whatever. Nah, I'm joking. This thing will, it'll get built sometime, but it's going to give a lot of guys like me ammunition to go. That's everything that you don't want to see happening in your home state. So if you would like to avoid that, maybe don't vote blue all the time. I'm just going to go there. Maybe don't vote blue all the time because they seem to have these issues consistently where pie in the sky, thoughts and ideology that don't really have a basis in reality. And that's the problem. All right. That's it for me on this one. Thanks so much for being here. We'll do more updates on this storyline because it's going to keep on it going, unlike the actual train that they're trying to build. The story will keep going. Thanks again for being here. I'll catch up with you in the next one. Bye for now.